Okay, and good morning, friends. This morning I'm going to be doing some live coding in PySpark. I'm actually going to take my headphones off. I don't really need the music this morning. I have my trusty friend Coffee to keep me at least somewhat awake. It's early enough that I'm flying to Ottawa today, so instead of eating breakfast, I put a load of laundry in, so I'll have clean clothes. But that also means that my brain is a little frazzled, so you'll get to experience an authentic Holden coding experience. I mean, I guess they all are, kind of. They're just all very disorganized. This morning, I'm working in PySpark. This afternoon at 2 p.m., I'm going to visit my friends over at Domino Data Labs, and I'm going to be doing some work in Scalar. I actually know what I'm going to do in Scalar today, and I don't know what projects we're going to do in PySpark today. So if you have something you want to see me work on inside of PySpark today, definitely give me a shout, and I'll keep that in mind. Otherwise, we're just going to jump right into looking at the JIRAs. I'm actually going to first look at my outgoing pull requests into Spark, see if I have anything in Python that's outgoing into Spark that needs to be updated or closed. So on that note, let's switch over into this live view here. I'm also going to try making this just a little bigger. Okay. So this is mostly Scala. This is exclusively Scala. This is also exclusively Scala. This one might... I don't know if this still makes sense anymore. It's a really old PR, and it fails PySpark tests. That's weird. Nested arrays do work. It's primarily used with... okay. So this is a change to sort of clarify the documentation for nested return types in Scalar with arrow UDFs. And this is important because it tripped me up when I was working with trying to build a project in PySpark. I didn't realize I could do a thing that I thought I couldn't do. I think, and that's just sad, right? Like if we have some functionality, it's good to be clear about. Yeah. So here we go. So class map type, struct type, and nested array types are not supported. I mean, okay, so this pull request is really out of date. I'm not super sure if it's still accurate. The easiest way to do that, because this actually ships with a little test, is we're going to go ahead, check out this pull request, update it, and see what we can do. And I mean, this isn't like the most exciting thing, but updating documentation is really important if you want your software to be useful to people, right? If you know, if it's not well documented, it's going to be really hard for people to use. So on that note, let's go and jump in over here. Okay, sure, whatever. Just doing some Kubeflow stuff here. So, well, live coding in Python, documenting PyArrow plus PySpark. Return type restrictions. Yeah. So that being said, what branch are we on? Cool. Oh, yeah, okay, this is from when I was working with Scala 212 stuff. We're going to go ahead and just stash that. Oh, fuck. This means we're going to need a clean build, which is going to take a while. Git pull, Apache, GitHub, master. I'm going to do a git fetch to get my own branch is, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to check out this branch, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to merge master in. I'm not a classy lady, and Spark squashes all of the commits down anyways, so I don't really care. Cool. -p hive. I think it's really the only one we need. But we're definitely going to need to do a clean compile. And that's going to take... Oh, yeah, we're going to run this at niceness level 19 because I'm streaming today and I don't want to cut out completely while I'm doing the clean compile. So that being said, the clean compile is going to probably take a little bit of time, even on my desktop machine. So while that's running, we've got this like sort of first thing that we're going to work on. Ah, fuck, it's not the Chrome window I wanted. I wanted the other Chrome window. This one. This is the one we wanted. And so while this is running, I'm going to go ahead and find another thing for us to do while we're doing this build. And so to do that, I'm going to go into JIRA. If you're ever tired of not having a feeling of what to do, and certainly there are times I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do, I can just always go to JIRA and find something to work on. So let's go into issues. I'm going to actually look at the ones that were reported by me as a starting point. See if there's anything that I want to support here. Oh, these are a lot of like beam things and other stuff. I mean, beam's cool, but it's not what we're working on today. Okay, in that case, I'm going to use a different one of my save filters. Oh, that's for 210. This was back during the release process. So I'm going to jump in here, and I'm actually going to make a just a PySpark filter, because we do this kind of pretty often enough. Oop. And there's a save as, right? Just a second. Nope. Why won't it let me save? God damn it. Okay, okay. Let's go into issues. New. Okay, so I have to do save as first. New PySpark issues. Make a new version of this, and then we now I can save it. Okay, cool. So yeah, fuck that. Ooh, that's important, but that's not a thing that we can do. Interesting. Okay, this sounds like 2.4. Oh, well, yeah. So let's, well, yeah. Because we're getting close to code freeze, in that code freeze was supposed to be initially last month, and it keeps getting pushed out a little bit. New features are not going to be the easiest thing to do right now. Oh god. Oh. Okay, this is 2.4.0. Let's, I'm actually gonna, this is a thing, and I should CC. Fuck. Hold on. How do I spell? Okay. I'm gonna just, since we just found this right here, I'm gonna bounce this over to my friend. Live stream, you might check it out. Cool. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, this would be good to do? Yeah. So this one is probably pretty reasonable to put into Spark 2.4. It's an exception improvement, which means we can do it later. Yeah, cool. So this is from June. This is probably the second PR that we're going to do today. I'm excited. Hi. Let's hope that the first part rocked and rolled. Looks like it did. So we're going to run our test from the PR that we're reviving, and we'll improve this exception as the second thing to do today if we've got time. I know these might not feel like the most exciting things, but I think these are really good examples of things which are comparatively simple to do, but they make huge improvements in our users' experience of the software. Cool, and my other friends on that JIRA issue that we saw about non-local files. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and jump over here. What the hell was our test called? Because I don't remember. So it was a SQL test. It's just PySpark SQL.tests. Okay. Yeah, okay. Rockin'. Okay, cool. And so it looks like they actually talked offline, but they forgot to put their comments from their discussion back into the JIRA. And so they're going to go ahead and do that now. And so that makes me happy because no one really has to do all that much work. And we get an issue fixed. So Python, run tests, -- module, PySpark -SQL. Okay. That being said, my friend is asking me why Unix principal Unix system.get username returns an error. I don't know. And so I'm just telling him that we'll work on that thing tonight. Cool. This is exciting. Maybe I can trick him into joining us. Oh, cool. Okay. So this is just running the full suite of PySpark SQL tests. And this maybe seems a bit silly because our test is just the SQL.tests one. But we have scripts to run the entire set of SQL tests, and it's a lot easier than running the individual tests. It's not great that it's annoying to run the individual tests, but, you know, it's better than some other projects that I work on. So it's not a thing that I've ended up prioritizing just yet. Cool. Okay. Fuck, that's not good. Ooh. These test failures are not my test failures. Oh, fuck. Okay. So a thing that I forgot is that these tests actually depend on having... God damn it, why did I close this? I shouldn't have. Oh well. So these tests depend on having the SQL tests compiled. So let's go into Spark. Over here. And it's just because the SQL Python tests depend on some classes from the Java SQL tests. And that's not a thing that we used to do. SQL/test compile. But the world marches forward, and my brain occasionally doesn't stick with the times, so we'll run this test compile here as well. How are we doing on time? 10:16. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Another really great thing, if anyone is really excited about getting involved with the Spark project, one of the other things which is a really great place to help out, even during the middle of a release, like now, is fixing all of these warnings. Because it's frequently gets to points where developers like myself just start ignoring all of the warning messages, and that's not good. That's really not good. And if you come in and fix these, sometimes you'll actually get, real bugs that are hidden behind these warnings. And other times you'll even just help us do things like get ready for Scalar 2.12, which we're in the progress of doing. And there's also warnings in Python, if you want to run pep8 with more aggressive rules than the ones we run in CI, you can find a lot of interesting things in there to fix. I'm not going to touch that. Cool. So this compile will take a little bit of time. Okay. It takes a while to compile all the tests, and I'm sorry, this is maybe not the super most exciting thing in the world. This is taking a bit of time. Sorry about that. While this is running, you can go back and look at the notes. So the comment said, yeah, seems unrelated. Okay. Oh, fuck. I missed. Whatever. Array type, string type. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, come on. Okay, cool. We have the tests. Now we have the record. Oh nope. God damn it. Okay. Now we can start the SQL tests again. Hopefully they'll pass, and that'll be good. In the meantime, actually, I can do a git push anyways, because we updated it to master, and we can kick off the Jenkins tests as well. And hopefully that'll pass. I'm going to go ahead, and it looks like the documentation obtained is still true, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop the tag work in progress, because this is no longer a work in progress. Save. We're going to go into conversation. Cool. Looks good. Looks good. Wait for these tests to finish. That could take a hot minute. We'll give it like 5 minutes before we jump on to the next thing that we're going to try and fix today. But while the tests are running, let's go and look at the JIRA that we're planning to fix today. So we're planning to fix improving exception when mixing pandas UDF types. So it says mixing up panda UDFs. So this could be clarified, mixing up panda UDFs types. Because it's not that we can't mix pandas UDF types, it's that when we use the wrong one, we get an error message. Cool. That sounds pretty reasonable. So, interesting. So this exception is coming from inside of Java, inside of dogen code. Input 0 big int. Oh, it's dogen code, Python UDF, dogen code line 50. Okay, so this is group type mapped. I'm confused because I think we might have this fixed, but I could be wrong. But whatever, let's finish our first PR and see how that goes. Cool, looking promising. So we started this here. Did we finish it yet? Finished, 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 and finished. Okay, so we still haven't finished the tests which we modified. Is it running? So I need to type over here. I mean running the JVM for sure. A few processes, it's using a lot of my memory. Okay, this looks like it's probably running. Let's go PSAUXF. Is it T the one that I want? Okay. We're gonna go find Python. That's weird. So run tests doesn't have any children? Huh. Normally I'm used to seeing a bunch of children underneath run tests. That's a little bit confusing. But whatever. Oh, cool. Okay. Skipped a lot of tests because we don't have Arrow installed. Oh, fuck. It skipped a lot of tests because we don't have... God damn it. Virtual env. Okay, yeah. Spark PR VM. Oh, bin activate. Let's make sure PySpark is not installed. Okay, yeah, no. Pip install panda. Pip install. I'm gonna go look at our setup.py inside of this thing. The versions may have changed since I last did this, because we're mid-release, and I know people have been talking about updating the version that we're on. So PyArrow, PyArrow, and 0.19.2. Oh, in the case of Arrow, you should check pom.xml. Okay, so let's check the version of Arrow inside of here. 0.8.0, yeah, okay. install, upgrade pip, and pip install pandas. Let's get the latest version of pandas. Cool. So we're going to run this blasted test once more, but this time we have the requirements that are required for our test to actually run. So that'll be useful. Okay, while that's happening, the thing we want to change is actually pretty unrelated. Let's go dig inside of expression. I feel like Python UDF.Scala is probably the place where this other thing is going to want to live. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. Alright, and this is going to be in around line 50. Oh, interesting. No? No. Expressions, Python UDF, do gen code. Well, why did my phone make a buzzing sound? Oh, cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we could try and fix this in Scala, or we could try and add a check inside of Python. I'm not super sure where I want this code to live. Putting it here looks like it's going to be really ugly. And doing it inside of expression.scala feels like it's not the right place to put it, but that might be the only place where we actually have all of the information we need to know. Yeah, cannot evaluate expression. This. Yeah, it's, ugh. Expression.scala, line 105. Okay. Yeah, the code generation stuff here is really nasty. We generate Java code underneath the hood. So this, yeah. Let's see if we could do this inside of Python. Let's go take a look at that. We're going to go into SQL. We're going to go take a look inside of data frame. So def select. I mean, it takes a list of columns. We don't do any checking on the column type. Which is legit. We could check the column types here, right? Because the grouped map is going to give us back a different kind of operator, and we could check here. That might actually be honestly a little bit nicer, but the problem is there's a lot of places where people could probably put this. Could we do it? So, okay, inside of the because like you could also do it, for example, with column. Let's go take a look at the definition of with column inside of data frame. So I don't want to do it where we end up having to put it everywhere. Okay. This calls JDF with column. And then there's with column renamed. And then so Yeah, that's hard. Just keep waiting for the other tests that we've got running to pass, so that we can just focus on this. But fundamentally, well, let's go and look at the pandas stuff. So it's like pandas, yeah, so pandas UDF type. And yeah, this is a lot of things. Yeah, so that's the eval type. Partial or create UDF. And so this thing here. Group map pandas UDF. So we could add a function called like is Scalar UDF, and then we could check that all of the columns we have are that, or is grouped UDF. Oh, okay, cool. So we have 1 failure and 4 skips, and let's go take a look. Scalar pandas UDF types. Cool. Okay. Array type of array type, string type, true. True is not equal to array type, string type, true. Okay. Let's go find SQL test.scala. That is our test, so we actually probably do have to change the comments here. Test.py inside of SQL. Yeah, line 4590. That's okay. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, this test was just wrong, isn't it? Because that's my return type. And so, yeah, okay. I would expect this to... Python, SQL, Python, PySpark, SQL, test.py. That's not going to work. Okay, we're going to go pip install -e. Oh, it doesn't, pip install -e doesn't, oh, it does work on this machine. Cool. Cool. Okay, now we're just going to run just the tests I care about. What was the PR again? Let's go back here. Oh, that's weird. The checks passed? There was a comment from Brian, which... Okay, yeah. Nested array types do work. So then we just need to change. It's that the map types don't work. Okay, this JIRA is supposed to be changed. Okay, let's open a new JIRA over here. Grab that JIRA. Okay. Nested. Okay, let's go ahead. So the change said, where is my change? This was inside of what? Functions.py. Okay. Yeah. Nested. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I gave it class 2213. Okay. 2213. Is this the same PyTorch? Ah, this page is out of date. Refresh. Okay. Come on now. This is 272. Is that gonna fit on a single line? Yeehaw! Awesome. Okay. That makes it a lot simpler. Our test is actually going to get even simpler. So test.py. Okay. So we expect that to work. Okay. Oh. What? That's not good. Where is this? I mean, we don't know until it actually... Okay, where's the error? What if they said error? God damn it. There's so much crap in the logs. It's impossible to actually see what the hell's going on. Whatever. We'll let it run. Ooh, some of these are failing. Well, we'll see which ones fail, because there's a bunch of ones where I really just don't care. Like the streaming tests are kind of flaky. Okay, failures 1, errors 6, skipped 1. Okay, Spark context shouldn't be initialized when a UDF is created. That's really true. That's not good. Okay, this cascaded through failing. Let's go find the original failure. Query execution listener tests. Error while instantiating org Spark SQL internal session state builder. And so there's this unfortunate property with our Python tests where once it's in a bad state, it doesn't really recover, and you get a bunch of spurious test failures afterwards. And so that's not good. That's not like a lot of information either about what went wrong. Yeah. Well, clarify, we can support nested array types and add a test demonstrating git push. Okay, I mean, it's not perfect, but running the full test suite takes forever, so we're just gonna actually be lazy and outsource this to Jenkins. And we're gonna move on to this other one, improving exceptions when mixing up pandas UDF types. So, git checkout master. Let's push this. Git checkout prove exceptions when mixing up pandas UDF types. So, I mean, we talked about it. We talked about some of the possible solutions. The easiest one as a PySpark developer is probably to catch this inside of Python. We could try and catch it inside of CodeGen, but actually the more that I think about it, catching this inside of CodeGen is probably going to be really annoying. And there's really a bunch of other code paths that this can go down once it's over into Scala Sparkland. So catching it early in Python Sparkland probably gives us the best opportunity to give people a useful error message. It is also probably the least amount of work, so I could just be saying this to convince myself that it is okay to do because I am very lazy. And so, how are we going to handle this? Yeah. Well, let's get started. So that gives us back a UDF. The UDF needs to be applied to column. df of v gives us a column. Now the question is, df of v gives us a column. If I go look at grouped, no, people can still just pass in an arbitrary column. I don't know that I'm being called on a special grouped column, so I can't do it that way. I'm pretty sure I do have to put it inside of select. So if we go up here, though, so this is functions.scala, we see these are a bunch of area math functions. Functions 2, 4. Are there any? There's like f.first. So, actually, yeah, let's go look at how first works, I think. Okay. Ah! Or is it like collect underscore list. Okay, let's find collect underscore list. God damn it. So collect underscore list is like 0 elements of useful. But we do some type checking there, so it might be useful to go take a look. Or is it like functions Scala? Probably this one. No, okay. Oh, cool. Okay, so UDF functions, ag functions. Let's go find the ag functions. Approx count distinct. Sure. Approx count distinct. Hyper log plus. Hyper log plus dot Scala. Extends imperative aggregate. Interesting. Presumably, so yeah. Sorry that it's jumping into Scala code to try and fix a Python issue. Imperative aggregate. Well, the first thing that I want to do is check and see if we still have this error message, because I'm not completely sure we do. It's possible things have gotten better. So let's run PySpark. So let's make a list of we're just going to make a list of some tuples. Okay, rdd.toDF. df.show. Sure. Cool. Okay, so then we can go ahead and from PySpark.sql.functions import star, and we can go ahead and do this. So that gives us, where is pandas UDF type defined? Pandas. Fuck, I hate this. Where's underscore underscore all? Whatever. Actually, honestly, that's a thing which I kind of just want to fix from an import standpoint as well. Let's say trivial. It's trivial. Oh no, improvement. Priority is trivial. Importing all of PySpark SQL functions should bring pandas UDF type in as well. Description. Cool. Yeah. When explicitly imported, it works fine. We just need to make sure it's included. So this is a small improvement. I think it would also be the kind of thing which, like, it's a mini bit of frustration to me, so I assume it's probably the same to other people. Cool. Okay, PySpark. Effects version 240. Also 231 and 230. But, well, really, we don't. Whatever, let's just put 240 for now and create. Okay, let's go back to solving this issue here. Oh, okay, yeah, we're actually working on something else, so let's update the what we're working on thingy. PySpark live coding. PySpark live coding. Okay. df.select foo df dot whatever underscore one dot show. Cool. So we got this dogen code of sadness. If we go up and we switch this to scalar type. Oh, Scalar. Fucking hell. Oh. Is this? No. Ah. Interesting. What happens if we give this? Can I do that? Okay. Interesting. Well, okay. And then we go ahead and we do our wonderful select and show. And that's fine, yeah. Okay, so here's the deal, though. We know it's a group type. We know it must be a group type. While we're in Python, but whole stage code gen. What could we do? Where can we catch this? I don't want to catch it inside of code gen. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to see. What happens if instead of foo, we give it f dot, not functions.py. There was a thing inside of here that's definitely, maybe it's sum distinct. Okay, so let's compute sum distinct because this is an aggregate function. It should only work with aggregates. Wait, what now? Oh, this implicitly automatically switches to an aggregate? That's kind of magical. Okay, cool. Maybe cool. Let's find another aggregate. Because if so, then this is a different problem that we want to solve. We want to find a way to tell Spark that this is an aggregate so it can be smart about this. So what we're going to do is this one. Okay, so yeah, clearly it does magic. It's marked as an aggregate. Where is it marked as an aggregate? So these functions are magical. Well, what happens if we make a aggregates? I want to make okay, yeah, but the one that I want to do is yes. I want to make so this extends imperative aggregate. And I think unfortunately our solution is going to be in Scalar land. And we can actually probably do better than this JIRA asks. Improve. Well, before we change it, let's go ahead. Well, actually, yeah, let's leave a comment on the JIRA. I think we could do better than just improving the exception. If we look at the other iceberg, the select grouping for us. Go ahead, turn this into yeah, probably code is fine. There we go. Cool. Okay. Oops. Well, whatever. Meh. That being said, let's go look at Python UDF on Scala. Here we go. Interesting. So we have these functions that let us see if it's a grouped ag pandas UDF. So I'm wondering if, so when we go back and look at the hyperloglog plus, it extends an imperative aggregate. So let's go look at imperative. Let's go find imperative aggregate. Interesting. So, okay, well, we see, so inside of aggregate interfaces, cool. So, yeah. So these are the aggregate modes. This is an aggregate expression. Yeah. So really, what I think we want to do is, yes. Okay, so this one may actually take longer than I thought. It's 10:58. So I mean, okay, we got one PR updated. That's okay. This other one is probably one that I will come back to next week. And I don't think it's actually a good candidate for Spark 2.4 because it would involve changing the types. But essentially, what we're going to probably end up wanting to do here is change UDF around. We're going to make essentially probably a subclass of it, which is the one that will instantiate when we're making grouped aggregates from Python that extends the appropriate Scala aggregator class so that the SQL execution engine knows to do the right thing. That is probably going to be non-trivial. I'm going to leave some comments here in the JIRA and see if... so, Brian, what do you think of if we change Python UDF to selectively inherit, if we add a we get treated the correct way by the Scala SQL engine, and use it for grouped map / grouped ag. Yeah. So let's, yeah. This is a thing where we're gonna want to wait for Brian's feedback here. Okay, so with that, that's pretty much it for me this morning. I mean, one PR updated, 4 mornings, and so bad. I need to go eat some cereal. I'm kind of hungry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I forgot to do my... God damn it. Okay, one of these days I'll remember to do this at the start, probably in this afternoon. So, Holden and Boo's super fun live stream. What are we going to work on today? Today we did Apache Spark, Python. I'm Holden. My preferred pronouns are she or her. I'm a developer advocate at Google. They pay me money. In exchange, they receive questionable work on open source software. In addition to who I am professionally, I'm trans, queer, Canadian, part of the leather community. Boo is my stuffed animal. She travels with me everywhere. If you happen to be in Ottawa, Ontario this week, I will be there on Wednesday for a meetup talking about using Spark for machine learning, so I hope you join me. If you're not in Ottawa, regardless, this afternoon at 2 p.m., I want to say, at 2 p.m., I will be doing more live coding in Apache Spark in Scala. And the thing that I'm going to work on this afternoon, we might take a little bit more than an hour, but this old PR also that I'm going to revive, but I'm more sort of interested in it. I've been talking with some friends in the Kubernetes space, and essentially what I want to do is I want us to keep track of nodes which are going to be shut down, and so that we can sort of make this happen. And so update is chatted with the KAS folks, chatted with some KAS folks, and I'll revive this PR with that in mind. And so this one is actually probably going to be a reboot. We'll close the old PR and make a new one. And that'll be fun and interesting. And the idea is we can stop scheduling jobs which are about to be on nodes which are going to be decommissioned. And the next thing that can come after that is we can start doing interesting things around moving blocks around. If a node is going to be decommissioned, we can start doing things there. Actually, it looks like that is in here as well. So I might actually break this old PR out into 2 new PRs. The first step would be stop scheduling jobs on nodes which are going to be decommissioned, and the second part is going to be moving the blocks. And we'll just do that in 2 separate PRs. And then hopefully that'll be good. Cool. Oh, and there's a question on YouTube. It says, always interesting to see how you deal with PRs. Thanks. I'm really glad. So on that note, I forgot to eat breakfast this morning. So I'm going to go eat breakfast, swap my laundry around for my trip to Canada, and I hope to see you all this afternoon at 2 p.m. Have a lovely rest of your Monday or whatever day it is where you all are. Remember to like, subscribe, and all of those other things so that I can hit my key metrics and continue to receive money in exchange for working on open source software.